that you've created your Partipost account, it's time to join the different campaigns. Press the Campaigns button on the lower left of your screen. Here, you can see an overview of the different ongoing campaigns. This is the campaign category, the campaign title, and of course, the corresponding payout. Scroll down and choose the campaign that you believe best fits your profile. Click it and you will see all the needed details in order to join the campaign. Read through the requirements, tasks, and community guidelines carefully. If you think this is a good fit for you, click Register for this campaign. The required details for registration will vary per campaign. Be sure to read all the reminders and answer all the questions honestly. Click Submit and wait for a notification regarding your registration. An invitation to the campaign means your profile got approved. Make sure to accept the invitation within the given date, or else your registration will be moved to pending and can eventually expire. Once you are accepted in the campaign, you can now proceed on the required tasks. Each campaign will have its own set of tasks and steps that you have to complete. Click the first step, read through the content requirements, and once you have your content with you, upload them and click Submit. Submitting your content is an important part of any campaign because it has to undergo approval first. You cannot post any content without the approval of the brand. Once your submission is approved, you may now proceed to the next step, which is to post your content. Post your content on the required social media platform, copy the URL of your post, and then paste it on the space provided. You're done with the two important steps. The last step is for engagement tracking. After 7 days, you have to submit several screenshots that are listed on the Partipost app. Fill out the needed numbers and press Submit. Then you're done! Your payout will be available on the given date on the campaign brief. Happy party posting!
Hi guys! Welcome to the first ever webinar hosted by Partipost. My name is Rose and I'll be your host for this show. We are very excited for what is in store for you today since this is the very first webinar that we'll be having, and I'm certain that we will all learn a lot because we have a special guest today who will be sharing to us her experience on how she got from 0 followers to becoming an official brand ambassador and speaker for TikTok Philippines. Wow! That is actually a very huge milestone and goal natin yan, guys. So to our viewers who are already Party Posters, welcome to the show. You may want also to share this to your friends so that they can watch and learn how to further improve your profiles. And of course, to all our viewers who are not yet Party Posters, don't worry because you are very much welcome here, and stay tuned because we will introduce you to the easiest way on how to get access to paid brand campaigns using Partipost. So everyone, make sure you stay on till the end of the show because we'll be announcing some raffles and prizes where you can win exclusive Partipost merch. So it's really exciting, guys, and I hope you really stay up to the end because the rules will be announced at the end of the show. So at this point, to those who are not yet so familiar about Partipost and some are curious about what is Partipost and what are the Party Posters, let me share to you now what is Partipost. So Partipost is a crowdsourcing platform headquartered in Singapore and was launched here in the Philippines in July last year. The Partipost app grants everyone access to various brand campaigns, So, in short, if you want to be able to promote a brand or a product and get paid for it, you can definitely do it with Partipost. Yes, you heard it right. Because we actually work with some of the most popular brands and companies here in the Philippines and also in Southeast Asia. We are actually almost 40,000 users already in the Philippines, and we have more in Singapore, Taiwan, Malaysia, and over 600,000 users in Indonesia. So if you love to snap and post, we are paving the way for you to earn while doing it. And if you have not yet downloaded a Partipost app yet, this is a sign for you to download it now. So come on, guys. We are actually available in App Store and in Play Store, and would love to see you all in our campaign soon. So much about Partipost. Let's now go to the most exciting part of the program. So today we actually invited a guest, and she is no ordinary guest. Wow. Because she is a content creator, she is a host, a motivational speaker, and entrepreneur. Her clients are both local and international. And to date, Julien has a cumulative of 675,000 TikTok followers with over 100 million views and 15 million likes. She aims to inspire others by creating content about wisdom and wellness across her platforms. She also hosts her very own podcast, Journey with Julien, which you can listen to on Spotify. Her podcast has recently reached the top 6 self-improvement podcasts and the top 43 Spotify podcast charts here in the Philippines. Our guest for today is Miss Julien Ipapo. But first, let's watch this video.
Knowledge that really shifted my mindset, and I want to share it with you guys. At the time, I was just looking for a quote that would impress my scary professor, but I didn't know that I would actually apply it into my own life and drastically change my mindset. Watch your thoughts, they become words. Watch your words, they become actions. Watch your actions, they become habits. Watch your habits, they become character. And watch your character, it becomes your destiny. We can literally be brainwashed with everything that we consume on media. It literally changes our perspective, our mindset, our lives, and the way that we live the rest of our lives. I started unfollowing people who I compared myself to, so celebrities that weren't adding value to my life. And as much as possible, I only started consuming content and following people and looking up to people who I knew would help me fulfill my purpose and to do as much as I can with my life. Because the things we consume, we think about, and eventually we become.
So let us welcome Miss Julien Ipapo. Hi, Yen.
Rose, thank you so much, Rose, for that super kind introduction. I mean, it's really crazy to hear what I've done so far using my platform. And just like what you said earlier, you know, it's possible for everyone to do this. And it should be a goal for us content creators to continuously grow and to be recognized by, you know, applications or companies like TikTok and even Partipost. So thank you so much, Partipost, for having me, and Rose for having me as well.
Yay! Thank you so much also, Yen. Actually, we are very excited to learn a lot from you, even me. Personally, I would love to learn a lot from you today. So, are you ready for our question and answer?
Yes, I'm ready. Fast talk.
Yes, fast talk. Later na yung fast talk.
Yes.
Okay, so for our first question, Yen, when did you start building your channels?
Honestly, Rose, I do want to go into a little bit of a story time. Actually, one of my taglines, and for the audience here as well, I like to say that I'm a storyteller on a journey to inspire. And so for today, I prepared a little story. So I actually wanted to become a content creator a long time ago. Grabe, as in, I would say before I was 11 years old, sa States pa ako nakatira at the time. So diba uso yung YouTube at the time. YouTube pa lang yung uso for content creators. Hindi pa nga uso yung vlogging. And I watched some YouTubers who posted about beauty stuff, and then I wanted to become like them. And so, hindi pa ako magaling makipag-usap, you know, sa camera. I wasn't even confident yet. I was a literal child. Pero pinapractice ko na before what it's like to talk in front of the camera. And then fast forward, I wasn't confident and I didn't want my classmates to know I had a YouTube account because I didn't want to get bullied. Just because parang ang scary kasi ma-online bully, you know, to really showcase your personality. And so I didn't do YouTube for a while. When I was in high school, some people found out about my YouTube channel, but I wasn't confident at it, so I didn't pursue it even though people told me, hey, you should do it kasi maraming sumisikat sa YouTube and mahilig ka naman gumawa ng videos. It was only until college that I took up a marketing course and I learned about branding, and I was like, I really want to do it. I really want to have a channel. I want to take it seriously. And right after college, I decided to pursue my dream and do take it seriously. And so I tried on TikTok. I'm actually one of the first TikTokers or TikTok content creators that pursued self-improvement. So one of my best friends then, si Ale Cuenca, kami yung mga, I would say, kami, sinasabi namin to, parang may
Yes.
sinuuna kami. Sinuunang nag-self-improvement na creator. So we're really
Yeah.
thankful that we pursued it early. And so that's how I started. You know, it started as something that I wanted to explore when I was a little girl. And then, na-shy pa rin ako throughout high school. College, medyo na-build up na yung confidence ko. I went through some things and then I just tried it out, and thank God, you know, it landed me where I am today.
Wow. So at the young age of 11,
Yes,
correct?
I started uploading content. I would say probably like 9, 10, 11. Yan.
Okay na mga range na yun. Pero, tinapos mo muna yung studies mo, saka ka nag-pursue na mag-focus talaga in content creation.
Yes. And nagamit ko rin naman yung learnings ko throughout college.
I see. Okay. So, is that what made you decide to be an influencer?
So leading up to that point, I would say it wasn't really a decision right away na parang I'm going to be an influencer. Actually, something that I talked about on my podcast then, Rose, is that, you know, throughout college, lalo na towards the end of college, meron akong nasulat na accidental manifestations. Di ba parang I talk about manifesting things into reality and the power of faith and believing in God and believing in yourself. So, yung nangyari is, meron kaming na-assign na mga papers by professors nung bandang huli na ng college. And then we have to talk about what we're going to do to become successful, how we're going to do it, and how we visualize ourselves to be in the future. So sabi ko, sige na, I'll make this very serious and I'll take this project seriously with feeling. Susulatin ko nga yung mga pinagdaanan ko and susulatin ko nga yung belief system ko in God and myself. Everything has a reason. You can turn your pain into your purpose. Sinulit ko lahat dun sa paper. And isa pang project was, if you were to become a content creator, what would you do and why? And what would be your reason behind it? So, ayun, nasulat ko talaga yung yung purpose ko, why I want to do it, how many followers I want to reach, if I were to make it a career, what's my path to do that. So, a few months after that, I tried TikTok, right? I tried to really cultivate my content even on Instagram and really post things that mattered to me. And di ko na namalayan at the time is that napupursue ko pala yung naplano ko dun sa mga projects ko to be successful and to be a content creator. And then after me talking in some of my videos, biglang na-realize ko, marami palang natutuwa, maraming na-inspire sa mga personal stories ko. And then long story short, you know, along the way, I became an influencer. So I was able to influence people with positive content, and I'm just so grateful for that.
Wow. So manifest talaga, no? Manifest is the key.
Yeah,
I-manifest natin it comes true.
Yes, and I would like to add na it's not just, I mean, there's a lot of speculation kung ano yung manifestation, diba? Some people think it's just writing. Some people think it's like crystals. But for me and for some of my friends who are able to do it as well, it's really believing also in the Lord God. That's super important. And then aside from manifesting through your faith, it's also hard work. Kasi you have to see yourself doing it first. And then you also have to put in the work. Diba, there's like a Filipino saying, nasa Diyos ang awa, nasa tao ang gawa. That's so true.
Okay, wow. So, grabe. Sobrang inspiring naman nun. So, you mentioned that you started sa YouTube but you pursued more talaga sa TikTok. How did you grow your channels?
So, actually, I think it's also in line with what I learned. Kailangan updated ka sa uso. And I went on a brand trip actually with some content creators, and I was telling them na, you know, and my parents also said this to me, is that hindi lahat ng bagay uso forever. For
Yeah.
example, di ba parang lahat nalalaos? So, habang uso right now ang social media and there's like this amazing power of TikTok because of the algorithm, we really need to like join the bandwagon habang may time. And that's why one of the things what I mentioned to you earlier, Rose, kami ni Alec, we're so grateful na maaga kaming nag-pursue talaga yung authentic content namin on TikTok. And that's also in line with how I grew my platform. It's being authentic kasi people can tell if you're not being real, if you're hiding something, and if you're not confident. So gustong-gusto talaga ng audience ko and other people. It's like a one-on-one relationship with the viewer. And that's what you have to establish. And that's the way that you can really, make them want to follow you and make them want to support you. Yeah.
I see. So, authentic talaga. So, to all our viewers, I hope you're jotting down notes. So, be authentic, guys. Ayan. So, that is a key. So, Yen, how did you choose your niche? Kasi it's very unique and parang hindi madami ang gumagawa ng ganyang kind of niche.
Yeah, I'm so thankful nga rin na ganun. I think it's one of the ways that I can stand out to like other companies as well.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting. I don't want anyone here watching to feel super pressured. Alam mo, if you haven't figured out what your niche is yet, if you haven't figured out exactly who you want to be online or even who you are in life, it's okay kasi when I started, I had a vague idea pa lang and I really solidified it na lang throughout the journey. So, yeah. So, I started kasi with health random. I started with random. Like, I didn't think I would take it seriously. That's the thing. I didn't think na I would blow up, Rose. Parang pangarap ko lang. Tapos biglang sabi ng Lord, okay, like, let's use your life experiences. Tapos maging motivational speaker ka. Sabi ni Lord. Pero what really happened was after posting some wholesome content, I'm really a wholesome person. In my life din, medyo wholesome, saktong pagka-conservative. Ganun.
So what we see on your platforms, yun ka talaga. Yun na yun.
Doon ako nagsimula, pero wala pa akong solid na niche. Alam nang nung mga classmates ko, uy, nagbo-blow up yung videos mo. Sobrang wholesome naman, like with my family, ganun.
Yeah.
So it was really like pure and authentic. And then after some time, yung nangyari is nag-post ako ng health and fitness kasi I was also known in college to be this health and fitness girl. So sinashare ko what I ate, how I lost weight, yung jump rope journey ko. Tapos ang daming nagawa. And then one day, yung video na pinakita natin kanina was in front of my mirror. I just woke up and I just started talking in front of my mirror about something I went through in life, about self-improvement, about my mindset, something very personal to me. And I slept, I woke up, it blew up. And then I noticed na parang, oh my gosh, gusto pala ng mga tao yung mga stories na sinashare ko. They get something valuable from it. So then, tinuloy-tuloy ko. And then I realized na maybe my niche doesn't have to be just wholesome content. Maybe my niche doesn't just have to be health and fitness. Sabi ko, right now, I'm talking about things that help with my mental health. Pero I'm super into physical health din. Tapos sabi ko, sala na rin natin si Lord. So, spiritual health na rin. So, overall, naging lahat na. So, I was like, how can I put myself out there in a way that people can digest easily? And so, I said, okay, holistic wellness, diba? In mind, body, and spirit. Tapos sinala ko na rin yung lifestyle para yung niche ko, it's super focused talaga on personal development.
I see. Wow, ang ganda nun. So, speaking of that, sabi mo kasi na okay lang kahit hindi pa natin malaman ngayon yung niche natin, later on malalaman din natin yan. But, what do you think is the importance of choosing a niche and knowing your own niche?
Yes, okay. So one of the reasons why you should choose your niche now, and some people kasi, it's amazing if you start kagad, tas alam mo na yung gagawin mo, you know how to present yourself because it makes it easier for the audience to follow you. For example, right now, let's say I'm trying to look for people in the health area, in the health industry, because I want to know more about nutrition. Pag nakita ko siya sa For You page ko or sa popular page ko or ma-discover ko siya sa kahit anong app, tapos nakita ko, oh my gosh, ang dami niyang content, puro dun sa gusto kong i-follow, yung nire-research ko about health, about food, ganon. If-follow ko siya kagad and magiging loyal follower ako nung tao na yon. And the same thing goes, for example, even if it's entertainment, even if it's fashion, for example, parang gusto ko ng mga fashion inspo, yung girl na to, ang ganda ng mga outfits niya, lahat ng posts niya or maraming posts niya is super beneficial for me. Yung niche niya, fashion and beauty, follow ko siya. Pero a lot of times for the audience, and this is also me like taking up a marketing communications course before. For example, yung nangyari is, itong person na to, kakaiba, parang siguro 40% sayaw, pero like 60% like fashion, health, lifestyle, medyo magulo. 'Di ba? So parang mas may hirapan ako. Follow ko ba siya? Pero yung hinahanap ko lang is this eh. Yung ito lang yung hinahanap ko. So for me, and what I learned, even through experience, that makes people want to follow you more is if you're focused on a niche. And then you have loyal followers. And then that also helps with brands, diba? For example, they want someone in the business industry. Puro like advice nga binibigay mo, financial, and like showing your good lifestyle. It will be easier for a company to reach out to you as well.
Correct. So parang it will help you also to grow your followers, no?
Yeah, super.
Okay, I see. So, okay, more stop na tayo about sa content. Let's move on.
Curious ko. Lecture.
Let's move on na sa exciting part. So, ito, I think maraming curious dito. So, how did you start earning through your channels?
Ooh, exciting. So, of course, as any content creator who wants to pursue this as a business or as a real career, you want to be discovered. You know, you want to be reached out to. And for me, I'm super thankful in the position that I'm in right now. For example, Partipost reached out to me and I'm so thankful. You know, you really have to be recognized. And honestly, to be honest talaga, right now in the area of social media, there's so many content creators that are trying to make it. So the competition is so much more. So it's a bit harder right now to get noticed if you're just starting out. But of course, don't feel, you know, hopeless about it. Kasi like, if I could do it, you can do it too. Anyone can really do it. You just have to focus on growing your account organically, and you have to give people a reason talaga. Give them value and a reason to follow you so that you can be recognized.
Okay. So, sige, speaking of that, when did you start earning? So, since after college, I think ilang taon ka na yan? Mga
20 ata.
20.
20,
And now you're
21. I'm so young. I'm 23.
Wow! So, grabe, sobrang bagets pa. So, when did you start earning? It nung after mo mag-college, nung nagsa-start ka na mag-build, you're earning na? Or it's just recently?
Actually, I'm super grateful because I knew what to do. I had a strategy. That's my secret.
Wow.
I had a strategy on growing my platform. Throughout college, I visualized how I was going to do it actually. Ito yung hindi ko sinashare. Some people think na parang biglaan lang. And in fact, biglaan talaga siya. Pero I did have a strategy. It was in my hopes and dreams. And I had, like I mentioned to you earlier, I had a roadmap of like how I wanted to do it and what I wanted to do. And I kind of just followed that subconsciously.
Yeah.
And so I'm super grateful for that. I started earning as soon as my videos started having traction. So remember when I showed you, or when you shared the video of me talking in front of my mirror, I noticed that people love that, diba? And then I used it because that got what, like 5 million views. It got around over 1.5 million views after one night, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I have to use this traction now na para maalala ako. And that's one of the secrets din sa TikTok is when you make something and maalala ka nila, kailangan maglabas ka na ulit ng isang maganda pa para ma-reinforce yung dahilan nila kung bakit ka nila i-follow. Like, puro maganda yung na to, follow ka na nga. Ganun yun. So after that, I was reached out to already.
I see. Wow, very interesting. So, nakaplano na. Meron ka palang vision na talaga. No?
Secret vision.
Planado na hindi nila alam.
Surprise. It's possible. So, you know, anyone can make their own strategy.
Correct. Ayan. So, to our viewers, if you're a party poster or if you have not yet started to become a party post influencer, you can get access actually to our brands there. And meron tayong mga ongoing campaigns that you can actually join if your profile, you know, pasok ka sa requirement. So, you can just join the campaigns that we have there, and then you will be an influencer, and then you can just grow your profile and let's all get inspired by Julian on how she did it.
And I want
Diba?
to add as well, for the audience here, Partipost is an amazing app because like I said earlier, ngayon sobrang hirap na to get discovered kasi
Yeah,
sobrang
true.
ang dami mong competition. Pati ako, like lahat tayong
Correct.
content creators, they always
True.
want to choose the best who can represent their niche as a brand. So if aligned kayo, then they'll reach out to you. Pero even if you're aligned, marami pa rin silang choices, 'di ba? So
True.
it's really competitive out there in this industry. With Partipost naman, and I've worked with Partipost, I have their app on my phone as well. It's amazing kasi it's easier for the content creator to
Yeah.
really go through, and it gives you an opportunity to earn and not just wait. Kasi if you keep waiting
Correct.
and you don't try out apps like Partipost, then you might not land a deal or it might take you a really long time. But with this app, I saw there's like a lot of choices for you to
Yeah.
go and see if you can apply, and it pays well. And the amazing thing about Partipost is you don't need to have a lot of followers yet. So
Exactly.
if you really want to be reached out to and get paid well now, you have to have a lot of followers. But if you're starting out or still on that journey to get recognized by big brands, use Partipost because it's a great way to, alam mo, makaipon ka. And at the
True.
same time, madali lang siya. Like, you just have to submit it, get approved, and then you get paid na.
Correct. Yeah. Thank you so much, Ian. So
Ayan,
you just
Partipost ambassador.
thank you so much for being a Partipost ambassador.
Yeah.
Yeah. So speaking of ambassador, my next question is, how did you become an official TikTok Philippines speaker or ambassador?
Yeah, so I actually have a few posters up on my IG talking about
Yeah.
that I did a talk with TikTok quite a few times. I even hosted for TikTok and Comelec a long time ago. Not a long time ago, like before elections. So
Okay.
it was wild. It's amazing because before those events, I was reached out to by a representative from China, from the actual TikTok, and they noticed me in the educational, motivational niche. So napansin, that's
Oh.
what's helpful with having a niche is because magiging seen ka as a professional in that area. So for example,
Correct.
doctor ka. 'Di ba marami ng TikTokers ngayon na
Yeah.
doctors in the medical field. So ayun, they're really like categorized. You're there. You're for the medical, educational
Yeah.
area. Meron din kami ni Alec, motivational kami dun sa motivational educational area. Meron ding mga fashion, beauty, and meron ding mga ano pa ba, mga business, finance, meron ding mga dancing, entertainment, acting, comedy, pranks. So it's super important to be really good at one thing, and that's how you'll be recognized. For me, I'm so thankful na ayun nga, right after that's why I wanted you guys to share yung sa mirror. Kasi after that, I used it talaga. I really like, what else can I talk about? How can I engage with my audience? How can I convince them that I'm worth following and that, they'll get something from me valuable? And so I used that traction and I kept creating and I make sure to focus on quality content and really like make them want to follow me talaga. And so after 3 videos, or actually I would say 2 videos in front of my mirror, TikTok reached out to me and we developed this relationship and they put me in the educational category. And then after that, they also have given me a couple of brand deals as well kasi parang they work with an agency as well. And aside from that, yun nga, yung mga talks, which I'm super thankful for kasi I really love being a motivational speaker.
Correct. So parang that video talaga opened the door for you. That single video.
Yeah, a serious door. It was really when I opened up. Kasi prior to that, I wasn't very honest on my TikTok. Like, I didn't really share my personality so much. Parang mga light lang. Parang wholesome, short clips, yung health and fitness, losing weight, ganon. Pero when I talked about na yung mga important topics like mental health, how to be successful, how to manifest, things that I went through, depression, mga ganon, it's really like opening yourself up, being vulnerable to your audience para they can relate with you. And at the same time, aside from the followers and making your dreams come true, I feel like no matter what area you're in, anong niche mo, even if it's fashion, even if it's modeling, there's always a reason behind it. For example, fashion, confidence, self-confidence, yung journey mo to self-confidence. So I think as a creator, it's really important to have that sense of purpose. Kasi if you have that purpose, parang I want to do this because I want to make people feel better. I want to, if it's comedy, it's like you want to make them feel lighter about their day, to forget their problems even for a little bit. For me, it's really like what I went through when I went through depression. I was like, what do I want to do with my life? And then thank God, I found this way to grow my platform and to talk about things that I think are important to me and could help other people.
Okay,
Yeah.
wow. Ang ganda nun. So, important talaga na meron ka dapat objective when you're doing it and meron kang purpose, no?
Yes, super.
Yes. Okay. So, now na marami ka ng followers, you've grown your followers already, your profile, do you get new clients or do you still market yourself?
So now I do get new clients, so I just kind of wait for people to message me on my inbox or to email me now.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. I see. So, do you still market yourself or you're just, continuing doing content?
Right now, I think I'm in this area that I just have to focus on creating organic content because it's more of like aligning with campaigns. So even diba with Partipost, meron silang mga brands there with campaigns. And for example, yung iba for mommies, yung iba for men, yung iba for like Gen
Correct.
Z. So for me, I really want to stick to mine and like just keep like growing my niche and my audience that would be, appealing for the brand.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, okay. So now, do you have any tips for our party posters on how we can improve our profiles?
Yes. So aside from what we discussed earlier, I just think it's really good to have quality content. Like for example, I'm a podcaster, diba, as well for self-improvement. I talk about wisdom and wellness. So it's one thing it would be to invest in good equipment. Minsan pwede ring phone, diba? Most of the time
Yes.
sa phone lang din ako nag-film. I know some people on TikTok who use cameras, and then si Alec for example, he used a camera, and it's really makaka-captivate talaga yung audience. Sometimes it's also helpful to have a really nice background, diba, for them
Yeah.
to like it. If you're on TikTok as well, it's really helpful to have words. Yung para may babasahin sila. So talagang tsatsagayin mo talaga siya, guys, ha? Kasi ako, napansin ko yun in my videos. Every time naglalagay ako ng words, mas matagal manunood kasi check mo sa analytics yun. Mas matagal silang manunood, and that's what you want for you to go to the For You page. Dami kong secrets na share.
Oo nga.
So guys, use it so that you can make it as well. For the podcast naman, invest in a good mic. It's like, with anything in life, I really think that if you want something so bad, you really have to invest in it, whether it's in material things like a good phone, camera, microphone, or even if it's your time, like do research. That's something I do as well. I do research and I write it on my journal. I plan it. And I feel like when you really want to take this seriously, you have to be very well organized. I talk to content creators na matagal na in the industry, and alam mo yun, parang matagal na sila nag-host. They're very, very organized, tsaka pinaplan talaga nila everything.
Oh, okay. So, it's really important na nakaplan and all. Yan, grabe. Ang dami na natin nakuhang tips, guys, from
nga.
you, from Rose. Ayan. So you mentioned na meron ka ng mga brand deals and then you still do contents. Do you plan kung ilan dapat yung mga pinopost mong organic contents, yung mga non-sponsored aside from the brand collabs that you have? And bakit siya importante?
Yeah, alam mo Rose, sobrang important yan. Kasi imagine mo, okay, let's imagine na tayong dalawa yung followers ng isang napakagaling na content creator. Tapos mapapansin natin na yung content creator na yan, puro ads na lang pinapost niya. Ba't pa natin siya pina-follow kung puro ads lang papakita niya sa atin? 'Di ba? Bakit
Parang puro commercial, no? Parang ka nanonood ng TV, tapos puro commercial lang lahat.
Nagiging commercial na lang siya. Ba't pa natin siya pina-follow? So at the same time, I feel like when you're a creator, you have to put yourself in the shoes of the audience. Why did they follow you in the first place? For some people, it's to get fashion advice. For some people, it's to get health advice. For some people, it's to, for personal development, to become a better version of yourself. And I feel like I'm in that category, and many people are too. And so if I, as a content creator, just keep like, okay, I'm getting this brand deal, I don't want to make content anymore because it's my career now, and then puro ads na lang bibigay ko, wala na, parang wala na ring point yung kung ba't nila ako fina-follow. And I don't want to disappoint my followers as well. Kasi I feel like at this point in my career, we really have this like connection, and a lot of my followers listen to my podcast and know a lot of
Yeah.
things about my personal life as well. So as a creator, even if you're just starting now, make sure, even if it's not even video format, as puro pictures lang, make sure to talk about your day. As in like i-spread out mo kung may ads ka. Kasi kung puro ads na lang, mawawala yung reason kung ba't ka nila finollow. Ayun.
Correct. Yan. So, ang ganda nun. So, yun ang take away na wag natin gawing parang puro commercial ang ating profile. Kailangan there's something authentic na papanoorin sa'yo ng mga followers mo.
Yeah, ayun, authentic. Yun, sobrang important talaga na maging authentic. And you know what? More people will follow you and more people will be captivated by your personal branding if you become vulnerable. So, for example, like what did you go through in life that helped you become who you are now? And or even kahit if you're not who you want to be yet right now, it's like what are you going through right now and what did you go through in the past that made you you yourself right now, and then people will connect with you. You know, yung mga struggles niyo as a person, and it's just so important to be vulnerable. And minsan parang, for example, may pimple ka, tapos parang, ay, ang pangit ng pimple ko. Matutuwa, di ba? Ako matutuwa. Ako rin may pimple, ganun.
Correct. Eh, may mga ibang tao kasi, di ba, na hindi comfortable sharing their flaws, yung mga na pinagdadaanan nila, struggles. So, ngayon, in this world, is it acceptable already? Is it okay to show that?
Alam mo, you'll be judged talaga. As in, that's something, okay, that's one thing, Rose, that prohibited me from being a content creator earlier in my life. Kahit 11 years old na ako, gumagawa na ako ng videos.
Yeah.
Why didn't I make it before? Well, aside from siguro sinabi ni Lord, parang, yan, gusto mo maging motivational speaker, kailangan may pagdaanan ka muna. So parang ang dami ko talagang pinagdaanan.
Correct.
Motivational. Sabi ni Lord, akala ko, oo, kaya pala yung mga motivational speaker na i-inspire ka kasi may mga pinagdaanan sila. So sabi ni Lord, kailangan may story ka muna. So ayun, nabigyan niya ako ng story. Pero,
So, yung
you know, so like to be vulnerable talaga, you'll be judged no matter what you do. If it's fashion, even if you're a model, like people will think you're not pretty enough, you're not skinny enough, you're not something, you're not smart enough. No matter what area you're in, if you put yourself out there, you'll be judged. You just have to consider if it's worth it or not. If your reason behind it in becoming an authentic, vulnerable content creator is worth the judgment that you may or may not experience. So ayan.
Speaking of being judged, syempre ngayon ang dami mo ng followers, ang dami nang nagsusubaybay sa'yo. Do you already have bashers and how do you handle them?
I'm so grateful that I'm very careful with what I post. So I give very little, this is a personal answer, I give very little leeway for people to be able to bash me. So far I have not experienced haters. And I think that's rare pala. It's very rare for a content creator to not really experience haters.
Yeah.
And it's because the way that, well, I feel like for me, I've already learned throughout my life what's worth my energy and what's not worth my energy. And so my whole platform is really focused on personal development, wisdom, wellness, mental health, and just having a better life. And so I don't give people any leeway as much as possible to contribute something negative. A lot of my followers then sinasabi nila na parang, this is my safe space. Alam mo yun? This makes me like super, yung account ko parang it gives them peace, it makes them feel better about life. And so I want to keep it that way. And so I'm so grateful that the content, like I'm super sticking on brand, and the content that I post usually just gets, you know, pretty positive feedback. So if you're a content creator and you're super afraid of being bashed, but you want to just focus on positive stuff, you can try. It's really possible that you won't get bashed. So far, wala pa naman. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, di mo na kailangan ng bashings right now. So far, okay naman tayo dyan. Yeah.
So depende talaga sa branding mo yun, no?
I mean, you know what? I have friends in the, you know, in the content creator world that get bashed really hard. And, you know, they still have mental health problems because of that. because they put themselves out there. They're very strong enough to share a side of them that is open to getting bashed. And I have so much respect for them because, I personally can't imagine right now, but I feel like I don't even have time to respond to bashers. And I think one tip that I can give to the audience that do experience bashers or takot silang mag-post kasi baka mabash sila. Ito siguro yung advice ng mga friends ko na talagang ang dami kasi nilang sinishare, ang dami very opinionated mga tao, diba? So for them, it's to have a good support system and it's to really know why you're doing this in the first place. And to also know na hindi mo kayang i-please ang lahat ng tao. So, you can be the nicest, you can be the prettiest, the most educated, the most accomplished person, yung pinaka mapagbigay, humble. Pero, if matagpuan ka pa rin ng basher or ng negativity, mo yun, you'll still have to face it at the end of the day.
Correct. Wow, ang ganda nun. Thank you so much, Yan, for that. So, now, you're most active on TikTok talaga, no? So, TikTok and Spotify because you have your podcast and then TikTok as your parang main channel mo siya. How are you active naman on other platforms like IG, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, ganyan?
So, you know what? It's really important to diversify. And so right now I'm super busy because I'm also an entrepreneur and I also host free events. So those are like other things that I do aside from content creation. And so I really want to pursue YouTube more in the future, like vlogging my day. And alam mo yun, I already have the equipment. I just need to organize my time because it's such a commitment to be a YouTuber, yung long form videos talaga.
That's true.
And so I'm focusing right now on my TikTok because it's my largest platform. I often share my popular TikToks on Instagram as Reels. And that's another free advice, you guys. It's wag nyo sayangan yung content nyo. Kasi pag pinaghirapan mo na siya doon, pwede mo rin siyang i-share sa iba. And so, ayun, actually, it takes time talaga. Reels takes much longer to blow up. Pero alam nyo guys, like a couple days ago, I posted a popular TikTok of mine. Ngayon, nag-blow up siya sa Reel. So, I was like, hey, finally, sa Instagram, na-recognize na ako ng algorithm. So, it's really just repurposing. If you feel like you don't have time, you can focus on one and then just share them on the others. Oh, and the same thing with my podcast. For example, nag-blow up yung video ko about life and love. I'm like, okay, this is only 1 minute. Baka gusto nila marinig on a podcast. So, the next podcast episode I film is about that. So, it's really like my strategy talaga siya if you really want to pursue like a full-time content creation job.
Yeah. So, ma-effort din talaga siya, no? Ma-effort ang maging content creator because you have to plan, you have to think, strategy, and all.
Yeah. Pero pag ginagawa, diba? If there's a will, there's a way.
So, way, correct. So, yan. Pasok na pasok yan dito. So, yan, do you have any tips for creating quality content? How do we do quality contents?
You know what? I think it's more of a trial and error. With your audience, talagang kailangan mo lang mag-try and then you'll see what they like. And also what you like. Kasi diba, minsan I go through my old videos, I'm like, parang cringy, parang I can't believe gusto nila. Pero gusto naman nila. So, it's really a trial and error. Now, when I post videos, it's more of like when I embark also in my professional career, when I talk to international clients, when I have to host for like for example, next week I'm going to host for this like solar energy launch. So parang inisip ko, kung makita nila TikTok ko, respect pa rin nila ako. Parang oo. Pero siguro yung mga sinuuna kong TikToks, yung sinuuna kong videos, parang sino ba yan? Bakit siya nag-host ng sobrang professional pero ganyan yung ginagawa niya? So I try to make it super aligned, with my real personality in real life and my professional career.
Yeah, para hindi sila malito, no? Na pag nakita nila, siya pa din yun.
Bakit komedyante siya lang? Pero you can do both naman, di ba? A lot of people are multi-talented.
Correct.
Multi-talented.
Multi-potentialite, ganon. Di ba? Yan. So, anong tools ang ginagamit mo in content creation? Parang how do we start? Is there something that we need to have? Ganyan?
Honestly, it's really, like I said earlier, it's really your will lang talaga. Like your desire to. Kasi, oh my gosh, this is another secret. Dami kong secrets na sinishare. When I first started my podcast, I did not have a mic. Okay.
Oh.
You know what I used? My phone. That's how I started.
As in yung voice recording talaga?
Yes. As in, ay, may tumawag, ganun. As in, ganito lang. Kasama ko siya dito sa laptop ko. And then,
Mm.
i-check ko kasi di ba minsan parang sabog yung sound.
Yeah.
So, nung first time kong na-record, yung very first podcast episode ko sa Journey with Julian, as in, masyadong malapit. So, nakatapos na ako ng 10 minutes, tapos pinakinggan ko, ay, sabog. So, nilayo ko siya, tapos tinesting ko ulit, tapos hindi pa rin. So, third time, tinry ko pa rin, sabi ko, ano ba to? Twice ko nang ni-record, ulitin ko na ulit. So, as in, nakahanap lang, tinansya ko lang yung space niya. And then, so, nakailang podcast episode lang ako. Tapos biglang, thankfully, thank God, yung videos ko on TikTok were also blowing up at the same time. And na-propel yung podcast ko sa charts. Tapos na-recognize na ako ng network. So parang sabi ko, oh my gosh, hindi nila alam. Cellphone lang ginagamit. Kahit nga kung hindi updated yung cellphone mo, pero gusto mo film ng TikTok, kung gusto mo talaga, asa makakagawa ka ng paraan. Yung pinakita nating video kanina, guys, yung audience dito. As in, sobrang pangit pa ng quality ng camera ko. Hindi pa to yung phone ko noon. Tapos, umaasa lang talaga ako, nilalapat ko dito yung mic.
Yeah.
So, it's really like, it's better if you have high quality equipment, but if you don't let that not let you try. Try ko lang ng try, guys.
Ayan. So, kung gusto natin, guys, let's aim it. We can do it.
Yes,
But
super.
what if I'm not the prettiest person there? What if I'm not the poggy person? Paano? How can I be an influencer? Or can I still be one?
Oh my gosh, alam mo, beauty is in the eye of the beholder talaga. As in, no joke, guys. As in, alam mo yung mga tao may personality, tapos biglang gumaganda sila or gumagwapo. Totoo yun. Oo, like you just really have to find your right audience. You don't have to be, super beautiful or super handsome in the eyes of your audience for them to follow you. The main thing is like you just have to be honest with yourself, honest with your audience, and then you hope and pray that, alam mo yun, likable yung personality mo. Or may mga offer ka sa kanilang valuable for them to follow you.
Alright. So, I think we're down to our last question. So, what will be your tip for aspiring influencers out there and watching this video now?
Guys, ito kasi kanina ko pa nilalaro tong microphone ko. Dito ako sa paglalaro na to. But yeah, I am so excited for you, our aspiring influencers, because like I've been telling Rose kanina pa, that if you really want to, you will find a way. Like, that's why, I was even talking to one of my classmates nung college na ang galing niya magsalita. And I was like, and he talks about God. So I was like, hey, ako personally, na-inspire ako sa mga videos mo. Gumawa ka ng TikTok account. As in, sasabihin ko sa'yo that mag-post ka every single day, makakuha ka ng followers. Right now, every day nga siya nagpo-post, nag-grow talaga yung account niya. And I'm so happy kasi he talks about God. So he talks about the Lord God. So if one person is saying like, really pushing him like, go for it. Ang dami mo ma-inspire. Kung ako na-inspire ako sa content mo, imagine mo kung na-propel ng TikTok algorithm and mas lalong lalaki yung purpose mo sa world na to if you share it. And he was super shy. He's very shy. So he was like, I don't know if I'm the right person. So I'm like, hindi talaga. Sayang yung potential mo. So for the people who are watching this, kung ano man yung audience na attract mo, if you're in fashion, if you're in food, if you're in entertainment, or if you're also in motivational speaking or self-improvement or fitness, whatever it is, I feel like we were all created by God to create. And so try ka lang ng try. Don't let the low followers, don't let the low views or the cringy content stop you from trying again. Kasi this was only a dream for me when I was a little girl. When I was like 9, 10, 11, pinangarap ko lang to right now. It just took me a lot of things that I went through personally in college and graduating pa to really try seriously. And thank God, nakarating naman ako in this point. But obviously, still growing every day. So guys, keep trying lang. Promise. Try lang ng try.
You'll get there. Okay, well, thank you so much, Yen, for being so generous to all our viewers and our aspiring influencers out there. So, ano pa nga abangan namin kay Julien? Baka meron kang gustong i-plug, i-share sa ating mga viewers as your final words?
Yeah, for a final message, again, I just want to say thank you to Partipost for having me and, for giving me the opportunity to connect with your followers and your users. And thank you so much, Rose, as well, for being so fun to talk to. And yeah, you guys can listen to my podcast, Journey with Julian, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and I basically focus on self-improvement. Meron din akong mga guided meditation for anxiety and just conversation. So you will never feel lonely if you're watching my videos on TikTok, on Instagram, or listening to my podcast. I really want to help people, and I think that's why I'm here. So yeah, and hopefully that's what we accomplish through this conversation as well. Thank you guys so much.
Yes, definitely, Julian. We actually learned a lot. So thank you so much for being with us today, and we hope to see you again soon in our next webinars. Thank you so much, Yen, and have a great day.
Bye. Thank you.
All right. I hope you guys learned a lot. To all our viewers and aspiring influencers out there, I hope you learned a lot on how we can improve our profiles, how we can grow and monetize in our own channels and platforms. So, some announcements with Partipost. So, we actually have a lot of ongoing campaigns now. So, to mention a few here that you can join, we have the Super 8 campaign, we have the Nescafe Black Rose, the Scartex, Rest Tabs, the Quick FX campaign, and the Paramount campaign. And actually, guys, we have a lot more in our app. So check it out right now. You can download it in your App Store and in Play Store and check out all the ongoing campaigns that we have. And please join. And we hope to see you guys in our campaign soon. All right. So we're down to the last part of the program, and as promised earlier, guys, we have a special prize and raffle just for you. So for the instructions of our raffle, just comment down below your IG handle. So comment down, guys, yung IG handle nyo, yung IG profile nyo, and our Partipost team will be reaching out to you because we will be choosing 5 winners who will win the exclusive Partipost merch. So go ahead, guys, and comment down your IG handle and we will reach out to you. And of course, we would like to thank you guys once again for joining us today in our first ever webinar, and we hope to see you guys in our next campaigns and of course in our next webinar. So thank you so much, everyone, and we hope you enjoyed this webinar today. Thank you so much and goodbye.